Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Clintonville Slasher. I am your host, Serge Frankenwilks, and welcome back to the show. I've been gone for a minute, but I really want to say thank you to everybody that's liked and subscribed. I had a death in my family, that's why I've been gone for a little bit, but I want to say thank you to everybody for your condolences and things. That was very much appreciated, so say thank you very much. Today, we're going to be talking about a 1922 classic, NOSFERATU. I pointed that way because I thought it would go that way, but it's over here. So yeah, I don't know where I am. Anyway, NOSFERATU, released back in 1922s. Um, going into this movie, how I felt about it is that I knew a lot about it. I knew that it was the godfather of vampire films. I know it's not the very first vampire film either, but it's probably the most famous. And I knew a lot about, Bram Stoker co-writing it, and I knew he was a part of this film. So I was really looking forward to it, and I know it's a silent horror film, so I really wanted to check it out, and I decided to do that. So I sat down and watched it. A little rundown of the film is that you have two people, there we go, two. Sorry about that. I went off the air for a second. So I want to address that real quick. That StreamYard, when it clicks off like that, sometimes it doesn't show me that it does that. So I'm going to try pausing. Spotty. I live in the middle of nowhere. So sorry about that. Anyway, Hunter and Ellen, they live in a small Bavarian village. And they're very much in love. But Hunter works for Renfield. Who is this greedy little asshole, and he was talking about this count that lives in the Bavarian mountains that has a lot of money, who wants to buy a home there. So in the village where he lives, and so he sends Hunter out there. So Hunter sends Helen to his friend's house with his wife when he's away, and he goes out there and he goes there and sells him this house. Well, when he gets there, Orlok is super weird, like he's drinking his blood and he's just, he's a vampire. So, slowly draining him. And then, he makes it out of there. Hunter has to get out of there because, Orlok is going to go after his bride because Helen's having these awful dreams about this vampire. Well, Hunter, when he got into the village in the Carpathian Mountains before he got taken up to Orlok's castle, he gets this little pamphlet. It tells him about NOSFERATU and how to defeat him. And he gets that pamphlet, and that's kind of important to the story because when he takes off, he goes back towards the Bavarian village to defeat him, and he takes a ship back. And so I think that's very interesting as well because the ship is more elaborate in this movie, and you get to see a lot of classic iconic scenes like Orlok standing at the top of the ship before the ship gets into the port. I think that there was a lot to it. The ending is really good. I don't want to ruin too much more of it, but what I thought about this is that I thought it was a very unique film. This is a very old movie. A lot of stop action is used in this because it's 100 years old. It's a 100-year-old film. This is the godfather of vampire movies. I mean, you don't have Bram Stoker's Dracula. You don't have The Last Voyage of the Dementor, I think it was called. You don't have these films. You don't have classic horror movies or horror vampire films without this movie. You don't have Lost Boys, 30 Days of Night. I mean, this movie is a silent horror film, and it was made 100 years ago. But there's so much, history there that you have to see this movie. And it literally, all vampire movies stand on the shoulders of NOSFERATU. All vampire movies. If you can trace every vampire film back to the original form, and NOSFERATU is the very pinnacle of vampire movies. We don't have Salem's Lot without that. You don't have, Mr. Barlow without Count Orlok. You don't. It's just, there's just no, even then, if you were a kid and you were watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You Afraid of the Dark? That had classic vampire movies from that had classic in the I fear the fear, or I feel the fear video. Remember that one? Like, I don't know, that shows my age a little bit, but like they had the classic, you know, of him walking up the stairs and the shadows reaching across the carpet, and you know, it was simple. And it was simple, and it's such a famous. And if you're gonna be a horror fan and you're gonna love this, you're gonna see. You want to be a horror fan, you should go back and watch. You know where it came from, and I loved it, dude. I can't say enough great things about Nosferatu, and I loved it, and I'm glad I saw it when I was old enough to appreciate it. I saw it for free streaming on YouTube. For subscription. If you YouTube subscription, you can check that out. But it's also on Tubi, Plateau TV. You guys can check it out for free. Do yourself a motherfucking favor, because watch it. It's amazing. It's an amazing film, and it instantly jumped up to be one of my favorites. So 252 subscribers, you guys. That is amazing. So thank you so very much. I know that I hadn't been posting. Like I said, I had a pretty rough couple weeks. I had a death in my family, and it's been really terrible. So I've been dealing with that, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. Massive thank you. You guys are awesome. Much love to everybody. Stay horror. Have a great fucking weekend. Be good to each other. Check out Nosferatu, and I'll be posting more later days. Also, check out Josh's, my buddy Josh just dropped a brand new track, or a brand new EP, and I will drop that in the description box below. Also, his Indiegogo page, check that out. He needs some help for his film Nocturnum, so let's try to help him get that off the ground. And if you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. And I try to post 3 times a week. Stay fucking horror, and we'll see you next time. Later days. End recording.